road. Bends like a willow when the easter wind blows. Like the lilies of the blooming flower. Of the blooming flower.
You know what to do. Tweet the room out. Let's vibe for a couple minutes, and then Mando's gonna come at 5:30.
Yeah. Just a drop in the ocean. Just a flash in the night.
Grab some wine or not.
Just a soul among billions.
Roll a little something or not. See you in 3
no
minutes.
Place to hide.
Let's vibe.
The world keeps turning around while we're sleeping safe and sound. There's still a long way to go. I think I'm beginning to see the light.
Walk with the dreamers. Walk with your head in the clouds. Walk with the angels. Keep your feet on the ground. Walk with the dreamers. Walk with your head in the clouds. Walk with the angels. Keep your feet on the ground.
While we're sleeping safe and sound, there's still a long way to go. I think I'm beginning to see the light. The world keeps turning around while we're sleeping safe and sound.
Oh yeah.
There's still a long way to
Here's
go.
Mando.
I think I'm beginning to see the light.
Walk with the dreamers. Walk with your head in the clouds. Walk with the
I'm
angels.
vibing.
Keep your feet on the ground. Walk with the dreamers. Walk with your head in the clouds. Walk with the angels. Keep your feet on the ground.
Oh yeah. 5:30 p.m. ET. I'm vibing at the country house, having a little wine, chilling some music. Hit up Mando. I'm doing night shift tonight. I'm on the nurse shift. Mando, let's get on the spaces.
You're on my shift, yeah.
He's like, let's get. I'm like, you want to get on the space? Like, yeah, I got a couple hours. Mando was good.
I'm good, man.
Dude. Another crazy
Just
24
like
hours.
still processing from this week, right? It's been I don't really know what to make of it. Like I feel like it's weird, like being on Twitter during these times because it's kind of I know it's horrific, but at the same time, the bear market, like memes get
But
you
it's
through it.
literally where it's
But then
all
like
happening. Like this.
next week's gonna just not feel good. You can just tell it.
Yeah.
The memes will stop being funny, and you're just gonna be left with that hole. And it's gonna be like, oh.
Is it like the thing is like, dude, you got CZ today saying that he's gonna start calling people out. This whole thing started on Twitter. Like it's crazy when you think about it. When you look at the timeline of this past week, wasn't it like last weekend they were beefing? Remember Monday we covered CZ and SBF beef, and next thing you know, boom, boom, shit, dude. You got Nick and Pio flying to fucking Bahamas. You got fucking MFers running spaces 24/7. Dude, Twitter's crazy. Edward Snowden's back.
It does feel like you're in the right place for just like drama, but I don't know. I don't know if I want any more like revelations. We can just keep it chilled for a little bit longer.
Give us a break, please. How's the baby doing, Mando?
She's asleep. Just put her to sleep. Now I'm on the night shift, so I'm up until 2 a.m. local time.
Dude, the photo you sent me is so cute. She's like in the
Yeah,
little
well, she's
cocoon.
great when you actually put her to sleep, you know. But no, she's great.
Has she been crying a lot, or is she one of those babies that's just chill?
No, she's super chilled. She's super chilled. You know, if you mess around with her, she'll start to cry. But that's been about it.
That's why we're at.
You know,
Yeah.
it's been a good start.
That's so funny, bro. Got the baby now and everything. I forget sometimes. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Plus, your baby's like 2 weeks old, and it's been the craziest 2 weeks of our lives, bro.
Yeah, it's been nuts. It's been nuts. Like I said, I'd take 2 weeks off, and then this week it all just felt to shit.
Even the show is like, you had the baby 2 days after we had Gordon Garga, a week after we had Rope, then fucking that whole SBF thing. You're not catching a break, bro.
That's the thing. It's like right time, right place at the moment. Like it just feels the Twitter's just going nuts.
Elon Musk
And,
acquisition, everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
It's kind of nuts that, you know, like I spoke to somebody, what was that? I went to an event last week, and some of my, you know, ex-TradFi people were there, and they were talking about this acquisition. And, you know, this whole thing might just go belly up, like, horrifically for Elon Musk. Like,
isn't Twitter going?
It's being really
wasn't
tough
he
to
saying he's
finance.
bankrupt?
What is? It's like the financing of this deal was done. The banks were like on the hook for it, and it's all just gone terribly. So he's definitely going to be under a lot of pressure over the first like year or two to deliver. And already like this Twitter Blue thing's gone nuts. Yeah, you saw these like fake accounts and stuff.
Dude, it was weird.
It's weird. Like he's clearly a billionaire, and he can put in his own money whenever he wanted to. But if he doesn't, then yeah, Twitter is actually in a like risk of bankruptcy in the next 12 years.
Yeah, but
12 months for sure.
But it's popping, bro. It's popping. I don't want to be anywhere else. It's popping, bro. Like, dude, you see the tweet I posted this morning, like fucking 6529, and Edward Snowden answers, and Gainsey replies, and fucking Edward Snowden's back at it, and he's going with Lupify. Like, it's like we're at the forefront. Like, today I was like, yeah, in the past 2 days, like I'm up north with some family and friends. Like, I was trying to explain what went down in my world in this week, and like I was like, there's this guy. He was like the golden boy, like the cute little kid, you know, with the blowout. And he was a chosen one. And he has a fund and an exchange. And he lent $10 billion from the exchange to the fund of consumer deposits like you. And now it's busted. And he's fleeing away. And everything went down. And it's like such a weird like feeling.
I got a lot of the like fake "Are you okay?" messages again this week. You know those ones when you're just like.
I just stopped getting them. I think people just know. I stopped getting those. Actually, you know what? A lot of my friends are like even more and more interested in the space. Man, I gotta tell you something. This has made me more curious about crypto. Like even more, like a step further. I don't know about you, but like it's made me even more excited about what we can actually build. I don't know why.
I've been going a bit back and forth on it because I think that people there's been some takes on the back of this. It's like, oh, this wasn't really decentralization. This is just like fraud and all this sort of stuff. And while I like agree with that to a certain extent, I just feel as though this is a human behavior, and like you're not going to be able to make crypto not like that. Doesn't just wash that away. Like we are going to have these, even if we get incredible onboarding, and even if we get like improvements in DAOs and decentralization, like structures improve, like this stuff will happen every year in crypto, in my opinion. And
do you think it get
people,
better after every time, or am I being too optimistic? I know you're more of a pragmatic type than I am, but you're still an
I don't know,
idealist in a way. Like, do you think we're getting
bigger
better every way downwards? There was 3 months ago, Luna. It's tough to say we got better after this, but I don't know.
bigger numbers mean bigger frauds, right?
Yeah.
And but I do think though the biggest one was Luna, in my opinion, and people already argue with me on that, but I think easily
I mean, it
all of
was
this is literally
$60 billion.
all of this is just a fallout from Luna,
But I think,
in my opinion.
yeah, but I think FTX was bigger in terms of like the how it affected like the daily user, like not
Was it?
you and me. Yes, I think it's bigger in the way it affects like not you and I, not the people listening to us right now at all. None of you guys.
But I know
It
so
affects the.
many people. Sorry, no,
No, go ahead.
you talk.
No, it's not.
So it's just that so many people were in that retail yield, right? Like that 20%, put your money into crypto, it's safe. I know so many people that put their money into that. So I agree with you that the thing about FTX is the smart people got caught in FTX, right? It's like some of the people that we look up to in this space, like some of the smartest traders, because it was trying to attract those big traders. And look, I use DeFi for all my trades, but I can tell you right now, like trying to move more than high fives and maybe into six figures in any one trade is tough. It's tough, and like, you see the slippage is insane. Like it's not quite got the liquidity that it needs. Like DYDX is probably the best one, but there's a reason why the big levered traders or big crypto traders are all on FTX, because it had liquidity, and this caught so many people. And that wasn't, I mean, there were some smart people in Luna, but I would like to
The
think the smartest
smart
people in the
people in
room,
Luna knew
yeah,
that it
they were
was
calling it out,
Ponzi.
right?
Yeah, they were
So I
calling
think
it out.
so I think the tough one about this is that it actually caught out people that you would respect or think are really smart, I think,
I,
and that's painful, because I think a lot of people who are like, I dodged all this stuff this year, I dodged all the classic Ponzi's,
but that
and then this got me.
fuck. It's like when Sobi tells us he got him. And you're like, what the fuck? Not you. You're so smart. And he's like, yeah. But I feel like this is so it affects. I said that so many times on the show this week, but like the whole Tom Brady shit. It's like, dude, you have Shaq, Tom Brady, like all these fucking legends, right? They're like promoting this. Like even our favorite people in here, like Kobe and Ledger Status had FTX as a sponsor for Up Only, and you're like, what? Because like they're like super cool. They're the nicest guys, super legit. Like it got, and nobody could have known. Like that shit got everyone, bro. This is like the biggest troll in a way ever. It's so
It got
fucked up.
everyone. Like a few
Everyone
months
got
ago,
got. Everyone.
he was talking about financing the Twitter acquisition for
Bro,
$3
$15
billion.
billion. Musk was saying apparently that like when he saw that offer, he was like, yeah, okay. Like he knew it was fucking fishy. Like he like his bullshit detector went up.
I think that's one thing billionaires know about other billionaires is like
Yeah, for
net
sure.
worth is a big different than cash.
Yeah,
Right?
100%,
It's
bro.
like a lot of people have very high net worths, and actually you look behind the hood, the amount of risk. Like I saw this thing today about Warren Buffett versus Mark Zuckerberg, right? Like
And what's the
1 year
difference?
ago today, Warren Buffett was worth like 100 billion, and now he's worth 110 billion. And 1 year ago, again, Mark Zuckerberg was worth 105 billion, now he's worth like 50 or something like that. And it just shows you
There's a
that
stock.
this is so much exponential there, because everyone owns stock, right? And not that Warren Buffett doesn't own stocks, but he owns like cash yielding. Like he's always been a value investor, so I'm sure he's got a lot in cash as well. So there's a big difference. And when Musk calls out another billionaire, he's basically being like, is this guy just running the low interest Ponzi, which has been going on for the last 20 years, or does he actually have the money? And clearly. I mean, I don't know. What's crazy is like, what would have actually happened if he had like he would have used because clearly what was happening here, right? He and this is why I think SBF thinks they didn't do anything wrong, is because for him, so the current financial system is like a fractional banking system, right? Fractional banking system is where your bank that you own only has like 5 to 10%, sometimes 15% after 2008 of like deposits. And it's fractional banking, so like there'll never be a bank run. If there is, there's like normally the state protects you to a certain extent. So SPF was running like a fractional reserve at FTX. In that, in terms of liquid assets, it looks like he only had at any one time he probably only had between 2 to 5 billion. It looks like, even though he had deposits of like 15 billion. And he thought that would be okay, because in the normal world, like in the regular financial world, that is okay. Like fractional banking is what is capitalism to a large extent. Like this is what allows everyone to lever up. And it just, this concept of fractional banking doesn't work in crypto, in my opinion. Like, because capital
What do you
is
mean?
so, well, it's a strange one. Like that capital can move so quickly in crypto, and there's no backstop. So you even saw it with Tether, right? One of the great things I like about the Tether FUD is that it basically
It's every other
every
month.
month we check to see if Tether is solvent. We literally, everyone,
That's bullish.
right? Okay, yeah, it's so fucking bullish. This is the thing. Like every month we get to check if Tether is solvent, and I know that the context of that is that they have a slight fractional reserve. Like they have, I think, 60% in treasury bills, and it's some of it's in like gold, some of it's in Bitcoin. Like it's got a range of different assets, but it is meant to be one for one backed. But we test that every single month, and when you start testing that, and with other institutions, you realize in crypto, it can all go so quickly. Like it can go so quickly.
Just like
And FTX basically was telling everyone that it didn't have this fractional reserve. And what he thought was like, no one's ever going to test me. So he had all these liquid assets. Like I saw a balance sheet which got sent around, and it's not terrible. Like he has some weird assets in there, but it's not terrible. It's like in the high single digits of billions. But half of the shit is just like illiquid stuff that he knew wouldn't have. He knew he couldn't sell tomorrow. So what he probably would have done is taken 3 billion, stuck it into Twitter, and just assumed that nobody would call them out. Because why would you call out SBF?
bro, like, I couldn't stop thinking today about the fact that, like, in the Caroline side of the story, bro, and their families are so powerful. Like, fuck.
Yeah, look, it's a
Dude, her
strange one.
father, the CEO of Alameda, which was the fund that FTX gave those $10 billion to, was Gary Gensler's boss, bro. Like, this is not even conspiracy tinfoil hat shit. This is like literally the truth.
Well, back in the day, boss.
Yes, but it's so crazy, bro. Like, it's so crazy. Did you see what Raul Paul tweeted about? About the example, like the closest example there was to FTX back 10 years ago? Did you read that tweet?
No, what was it?
Bro, my God. Okay, Raul Paul says, dude, that shit got like so many likes, it went viral. I'm going to pin it. He goes, if it's any consolation, myself and many others went through something very similar to FTX back in 2011. MF Global, one of the largest futures brokerages in the world, run by superstar ex-Goldman CEO John Corzine, collapsed in a very similar manner to FTX. Brokerage must segregate customers. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. And the top comment, listen to this. Yeah, guess who is in the middle of all this one again? That's right, Gary Gensler. John Corzine and Gary used to work together at Goldman Sachs. During the MF Global incident, Gary Gensler was the head of the CFTC. Bro, like, I'm not trying to go down that route, but I'm just like, fuck. Like, Bro, like I read a lot about this MF shit. Dude, it's crazy. It's so weird.
Look, I'm sure that all that.
I don't think it's a conspiracy what
I'm not a
happened
big
with
conspiracy guy.
SBF. No, I don't think it is, but it sure as hell think it's weird. Like Sam really used a lot of fucking contacts to get to where he is, Mando.
It would have helped him for sure.
Yeah.
Like opening doors in Washington, that
Yeah.
sort of stuff would have really helped him. There's a reason why SBF was like in and around Washington for the last few months.
I can't. Did you hear Kevin O'Leary what he said about SBF?
But this is the thing, like, he was very smart, and he like clearly in some like TradFi circles, like this whole concept of fractional banking, right? No one would have fucked with him in TradFi because everyone would have been like, "Oh, this guy's smart enough," and like it's almost like I don't know how to describe it. Like he ticks a lot of boxes that people would never have. Like his equity value would be massive, but it doesn't quite work in crypto when you're running what shouldn't be a fractional banking system. Because as soon as you're like, think of what your view of SBF was a week and a half ago.
Dude,
right?
I saw him at a gala in New York, and I thought I was like meeting fucking Jesus Christ, bro.
Exactly.
Like I was like, holy shit.
So like the veil of these sort of people lasts way longer in TradFi, whereas in crypto, because everyone like basically if we do that tether thing, right? We fucking check if everyone's solvent every 5 minutes. When somebody isn't solvent, they're suddenly just like, wow, you're a fucking fraud. And if we did that every 5 minutes in TradFi, like so many people that you think are smart would be considered fraud. Like I'm sure we would have taken down Elon Musk 3-4 times in his history if we did the same sort of stuff. And that's not to say like crypto is bad. I'm just trying to say that these confidence tests that crypto does, they're brutal. They are brutal. And what he did was fraud, SBF, but like you would realize how many people that you consider to be smart investors in TradFi are actually just, they're confidence frauds. And they're smart, super smart with great ideas often. But you see how like a lot of the smart people, I think a couple of hedge fund managers came out, right? I think I saw, was it Bill Ackman or
Bro, I don't even want to talk about this one because that one really pissed me off personally, man, though.
But that's
that one really
the thing.
pissed me
And
off,
Kevin
bro.
O'Leary said the same
that
thing,
one
right?
angered me. That one literally got under my skin. I mean that, like, when he tweeted that, like, he's like, I didn't even do the research, but he's a strong person for standing up. I was so fucking pissed off. Like, there's no going back for me, dude.
But that's what I'm trying to say is that's
I know what you mean. The perception. No, you're right.
Yeah, exactly,
your point is true. He said you have to give SBF credit for his accountability here. I don't know any of the facts. Wait, I repeat. He said, I don't know any of the facts, but have never before seen a CEO take responsibility as he does here. It reflects well on him and the possibility of a more favorable outcome for FTX. And then he deleted it. SBF said, I deeply appreciate this. I'm going to keep fighting as best I can for you. You son of a bitch. I hate him. Mando, can I ask you something? Do you feel hate for SBF or any sort of, okay, maybe if hate is too much, have you felt anger this week?
Yeah, massively. Like, it got me down actually the day that it happened, because I feel as though you put in so much effort into this space, and like this year,
bro, we worked so hard.
It feels as though the return is going to take longer, right? Like, it doesn't just affect people's money; it affects people's confidence in the space. So, for me, I sit there and go like, you know what? It's probably just this year has put back crypto, like, maybe I don't know how
5 years,
in terms of adoption, but
3 years,
a
2 years.
long time, And when you think about like the size of the scams this year have been massive, like Luna, 3AC, FTX. There will be more. There will be more but they've been really fucking big, and people have lost everything. And the NFTs as well. There've been some big scams, and you just kind of think it really does piss me off then, because it's like you do really do think that like there is a future to it all. So I did get really annoyed by it. What I got most annoyed by though is that when this came out, he was still calling the shots, right? Think about all the damage that has done since this originally came out, right? Like if he hadn't been there, if they just immediately arrested him, all right?
I hear the
there's
baby.
a child. There's a child waking up.
Huh?
But if they had just immediately arrested him, right, they wouldn't have had all this shit where the Bahamian account was open and people got their money out. We wouldn't have had this shit where they probably wouldn't have like been hacked in the same extent. Like I don't know who they would have put in, but you gotta have expected like there would have been a slightly better outcome there. This whole people trading around like with the concept that Justin Sun or fucking CZ was going to come in with some deal, like people probably throwing money and like, people probably buying FTT thinking they were going to get out of it. Like it was stupid that he remained in power and was a spokesperson. He should have been immediately fired. I don't know who would have done that.
Well,
But, like,
because there was no board. Did you read about that? When
but he just
Chamath asked that he wants to be on the board and told them, the rumor is they asked Chamath the merits of FTX, and he said yes, but he wants to be on the board, and they said fuck off, then they hung up.
he should just go in that scenario. He should know that his decision making is not rational. It will only lead to bad situations.
Yeah.
And he should have just been like straight up arrested straight away.
But
Like,
he's in the Bahamas. They're like in the compound. They're like, maybe they're in Argentina now. Apparently, like by the way, where are they? I'm reading, dude. I gotta say, there's you know what? I had a headache this morning. So many people claiming to know what the fuck that I was so confused about where he was. Where is he?
I don't know.
I don't know the info.
People have said that he's in Argentina, but I don't think that's true.
Yeah, but some people are saying he's not.
I think people are saying that he's still in the Bahamas. It's I don't know. Like I'm sure where he lived was very well known. Like that compound is very well known in the Bahamas.
It's known.
And just the fact that they kept the Bahamian like accounts open makes me think that I think a lot of people in the Bahamas, particularly like probably local government officials and local like people of importance, had money in FTX, and I would guess that that was one of the deals for him, like not getting immediately arrested. But they probably immediately were like, look, we're tracking you here.
Yeah.
So maybe he didn't get the chance to get out. Like it is nuts that fucking Suzu, Do Kwon, and Carl Davis fucking made it out. Like they weren't in like in many ways I would say they're in like more tightly controlled places. Like Singapore. It's like a a small, very autocratic nation, and Hong Kong.
Mando.
It's like how the fuck do you get out of them? And yet the guys in the Bahamas like didn't make it.
Mando. There's been so much this week, this month, this year.
Well, they're saying that Suzu's now in South Africa, right? I think that was the thing.
What?
Yeah, so like this story that he posted, the sad story about someone drowning
Yeah.
when he was surfing. Well, it seems like there's a famous surfing beach because I went to Cape Town last year actually, and called Llandudno Beach, and like there was like a teen who drowned off the coast of Llandudno Beach, and everyone goes surfing there. That's like a really famous surfing beach in Cape Town. So people are like, he's down in Cape Town. Or at least, that's the story that he's trying to tell. Maybe it's a double fake, but that's what it's indicating.
What the fuck are we living in, bro? This is so crazy. What's up, y'all? Look at this. Shit, there's 300 people in here. You know what to do. Get into RT. Share your thoughts. I have my eyes on my computer. I'm just trying to read through information. Dude, man, I've never had to scan through information and take in information in such a short span of time, so quick in my life. Between this and the regular day job that we all do, like this is like fucking crazy. It's so
Yeah, it
insane.
was a wild week. I'm actually surprised we didn't sell off more though, right?
Yeah,
this has been...
yeah. What's ETH at? Hold on. ETH, BTC, Matic, and so on. Okay, ETH is 1260 still. Wow. Look at the hour chart, just fucking straight. Wow. What's the day chart like? Damn. And then, bro, we touched 881. No, impossible. No, we didn't.
That was the original sell-off, right? This one,
Yeah.
This one didn't because remember we were in that space,
16.
and I said, this is like a 30 to 50% move when it was at 1500, and then it did get to 1060. But then that when we said that FTX was going to blow up, people were like, well, it's going to go to like 600, 800 area. Like this is going to break out new lows.
Yeah.
It hasn't
Can you hear me,
done
by the
that.
way? I like fucked up my thing for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It hasn't done that, so I don't really know what to make of it. Like,
It's so crazy.
I don't know if we're going to break 1,000 again. So that's what I posted today. I was like, it is terrible. The timeline is terrible, and it's emotional, and there have been some horrific losses. But like, take a step back. This is one of the worst events to happen to crypto. I think there's been a few this year, but this is definitely a big one. And we didn't break through 1,000. So like, what is going to be that thing that makes you break through 1,000 now? Like, these are big blow ups.
What's gonna happen to Solana? Someone asked them, and someone in the audience asked, "What about Solana?" I know it's a worry, it's a scare in the space because it's big Solana. Obviously NFT ecosystem, but dude,
I don't know what to make of Solana. So Solana was, or is, I don't want to talk in the past tense, but like, it is mainly been funded by FTX, right?
that famous tweet, "I'll buy all you got at $3 and fuck off," bro. When you look back at that tweet,
Yeah. And this is the thing about all these chains, right? Like, think of all the other big chains. You have L1s at least. You have ETH. You have, I think the second one now would be Cardano, right? Then Polkadot, Solana, Avalanche, fucking Phantom. They basically pay people to develop on their chain. They normally, when they raise when they ask the ICO and it goes well, then they raise some raise some development fund, and they normally have got 100 to a billion, and they basically, you've seen these because they call you up, right? They call me up talking about NFTs. Like, they have money to spend, and they're like, look, develop on our chain, develop on our chain, develop on our chain.
Oh yeah, the
Now,
blockchains love that. We've so
right?
many blockchains ringing our doorbells all day, bro. Straight up.
That's the only way you get adoption, right? They pay for it. They pay for it at the start. And that hasn't really been the same. I mean, Matic does it when it used to be its own proof of stake chain. But for example, like, one of the great things people are saying about Arbitrum is that they don't really pay. They haven't paid. People have just developed on Arbitrum, and to a large extent, that's the same with Matic now. But for these other L1s that they've had to, these other L1s, they've had to pay that.
1 second. French, please. Red French.
Where
The other
are
one we
you?
brought. I'm home, but hold on. I'm at the country house. But Vanessa, baby. Please, red French. Yeah. Okay. I need more wine, but I don't want to go downstairs. I don't have my whole setup upstairs.
Tough life. It's a tough
I'm
life,
at the
isn't it?
country house. By the way, can you hear the back? Do you hear the
A
people
little
in the
bit.
background?
People having
But
fun.
not too much.
You're just upstairs in a little corner talking about FTX.
I'm upstairs, my corner talking about FTX, and Vanessa, she's her two best friends downstairs, and then her father, yes, a few people. But I can make it so it cuts even less. How's this now? Check. How's that?
That's good.
It's nice, eh? Yeah.
Um,
You know what is called? There's this things you can hire there's this setting you can hire so that it takes even less of the background noise. Boom. Man. So Solana.
Yeah.
Other blockchains, Solana. Yeah, but Vitalik retweeted that Bankless tweet about, maybe having their ETH at $80
it's a little
moment.
bit late. Like, what I didn't like about those tweets is these guys have been shitting all over them for ages.
I know. But Vitalik did.
Vitalik hasn't, to be fair.
Vitalik is not like that.
But his principles, I guess. I'm not a big Solana person, but I'm just trying to tell you, like, this is how chains are developed. You get a fast chain, you start paying people to build on it. Like, why would you build on X chain? We're going to give you $20 million to develop, $10 million to develop. The person that was doing that for Solana was FTX Ventures. And I think they had $100 million fund, and they'd funded a ton more, right? So your question for Solana now is like, does it have a strong enough community to build without people being paid to do it? And that's a big question, because if I'm Avalanche, I'm sitting there going, right, I'm going to pay people $500 million now. And all the other people who've got these development funds will be out there going to even Solana projects and be like, come over to Polkadot, come over to AVAX, come over to fucking Cardano, and we'll pay you. And that's tough to build. That's tough to fight.
AVAX is $13.
It's not.
Solana
I'm
went.
not. I'm not for any of these other chains.
No, I'm looking at
be
the coin
fair,
market
but
cap.
I'm just telling you what's going to happen.
Dude, this made me more and more of a lover of Ethereum. Like, you know what? I quoted Tetra. Did you see the tweet I tagged you on, the Tetra Node tweet? By the way, everyone listening, like I've been pinning tweets. Like every time I allude to something, I pin it at the top. But he said he posted a photo of this artwork by Alfie, Tijan Alfie. DeFi unaffected. Then he said, for the first time in the crypto crash, a real parallel financial system exists to serve anyone, anywhere, without KYC, without downtime. It exists everywhere, yet nowhere at the same time. And he's talking about Ethereum. Like, how more bullish on your Ethereum right now, man? Like, it's not even maximalism at this stage. Like, I don't know. You know, as a founder this week, how do you, like, as a founder this week, right? This made me feel, like, happy to be on Ethereum. Like, in a way, like not happy, sorry, it's comfortable.
Yeah, Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum does a foundation, which in the early days I think was funding some things, but it's not. People aren't building on Ethereum because Ethereum Foundation isn't giving them like $50 million.
Right.
So you do have that like strength. So
You
yeah,
want to
super
build on
bullish
Ethereum.
This is the sort of take that I'm not like. If this is about ETH, I get it. But if this is just like DeFi is unaffected, XYZ, like what would you call Luna? Luna was
Trash.
DeFi.
It's
Luna
not
was
DeFi.
DeFi.
It was
I
not
know, but
DeFi.
this is the thing. This is where the nuance is. They're all frauds, all right? They're all in different guises, but they're all frauds. You can still have massive, massive frauds and rugs in DeFi, okay? We can live in a world 10 years down the line where DeFi reigns supreme and we will still have massive. This is why I'm trying to say it's human behavior. Like it will seep into every different part of what we do. This specific example is, yes, not your keys, not your crypto, exchange going down. But that's not to say we haven't had monumental rugs in decentralized, capital raising and fund usage. Like, what would you call Pixelmon? Pixelmon was a decentralized NFT project, which the guy just decided he wasn't going to build. Like,
hold on. DeFi. It doesn't mean there's not going to be scams on DeFi. I mean, I got rugged this morning.
This is the
right?
key. Like
nobody knows that I got rugged this morning.
Yes, exactly.
I got rugged this morning. I straight up got rugged. So I think that was DeFi rugging me, right?
There's scams everywhere in crypto. DeFi has monumental scams. You have massive hacks, and remember, we had like what was it, over $1 billion
but
of
the
hacks.
big ones, Mando, the big ones that really fuck everything up.
Luna was the big one this year, and arguably that was DeFi.
Was it?
Well, this is the thing.
I don't think so.
It's nuanced here. Like, yeah, okay, this guy wrapped in the back door was probably taking your funds and buying Bitcoin with it, or just buying yachts with it, and it's very clear where all that money went. But you'll have massive, massive frauds throughout crypto. So don't just think, my money's safe in DeFi. Like this is what I quite liked about, and I don't want to get into like drama here, but what I really did like listening to that Frank space the other day, the DGods one.
Which one?
When he came up and he was talking about another influencer, but he did say the idea that like we have to stop with this concept of victimization in crypto. Like you come in here, you need to fucking own everything that you're doing. Like you need to have your wits about you at all times. And yeah, we will improve the security going forward, but people have to think for themselves. People have to realize the risks are there in DeFi, they're there in CeFi, they're there in exchanges, and they're there in NFTs. And no one is going to save you at the end of the day. So you just got to, we will get better at, creating checks and balances, I think, for onboarding and, better education. But people have to have ownership of it. They have to. That is true decentralization, in my opinion.
Yeah, Did you hear what Eric Voorhees said today? Did you see the tweet I shared?
No. Oh, which one now?
Hold on. It's a good one. And I've been quoting him a lot lately, but his shit is just so good. Hold on. By the way, do you hear background noise? I need to test things.
I just that meme with a guy in the corner is like just
Oh no.
drinking his drink and everyone else is dancing. That is you right now. It seems like they're
I'm
clearly
just
having a party and you're just there in the corner
it's
being like
not
they
a
don't even know.
yeah.
They don't even know about FTX.
They don't even know about FTX. No, that's true. But I'm upstairs and they're downstairs. And I was vibing. I just wonder where Vanessa is with my glass of wine. I'm always taking a while, but I'm just curious about that. Hold on. Listen to this. Listen to this.
And this is like the magic of crypto, that you can do that. You can never have a non-custodial exchange system in the fiat world. They can't exist. And crypto blockchains come along. Suddenly you can build these amazing tools that systematically remove risk from finance. Systematically. And then we as Shapeshift get nothing but hell from regulators. Get nothing but hell from the Wall Street Journal. Get nothing but hell from like the financial establishment that doesn't like us because we actually provided privacy to users and we actually protected them systematically. And then FTX comes along, donates millions of dollars to the politicians, and is like this darling in DC, where he then goes and is invited to like speak and craft regulation. And the corruption of all of that is so blatant. And my hope for this example and tragedy, as bad as it is like, wake up to what crypto can actually do. Wake up to how DeFi works, where you simply remove the need for trust. Like, we don't need a licensing regime, because that's just meant to like improve trust. We've removed the need for trust. This is a huge breakthrough for humanity. And the politicians, the regulators do not appreciate this at all. And they continue to vilify it wherever they can. It was disgusting to see Sam inviting that down on DeFi, and then to see what he did with this customer money is so ironic and tragic, and I hope it wakes some people up.
So look, I agree with those sentiments, but I'm not sure if I like, for example, what did people think should have happened now with FTX? Do you think this means we should have more regulation or less regulation?
The problem,
because like this is what like you can't.
Tough question.
You can't come away. I don't come away from this feeling like we need less regulation.
So here's my take on this. What I appreciate about my entourage is that I can see both sides, and I have people that kind of like preach both, and then some people in the middle, and I try to think what I make of this. And like, for me, like, it's just I think the right regulation is fine, and it's not like it's. But I'm not a fan of like enforced regulation. I'm not a fan of like coming in and forcing a regulation on something that you don't even understand in the first place. I'd be much more comfortable welcoming regulation into the space, knowing that the people in charge were aware of what's going on. Like, I have zero trust in Gary Gensler's ability to understand what's actually going on in here. And Elizabeth Warren, is that her name? Warren? You know the Warren woman? Yeah. She's super mean. Anyways, like Elizabeth Warren and Senator Warren, like, I have no trust that they know or understand what's good with this and what you can build out of it. You know what? This made me want to go and become more of a purist, if anything, but without being maximalist. But I don't know. Fuck you. You dealt with this in regulator environments your whole life. You know better. Like, what do you think?
So, I guess
we can't be wild, wild west. We both agree here, right? Or is that something?
It's such a difficult question, because I agree with, and what I just said before is that, like, what I like about crypto is that you have to come in here and take ownership of everything, right? No one is going to save you. Like, we can't just cry, yeah, there's massive frauds and stuff like that, but there is no safety net, and that there is a beauty in that as well. But I think the issue that we are increasingly going to have, and everyone recognizes, is like when you bring on, the world is not ready for that, 95% of people, and maybe I think too little, but I do think that people people just have too much going on in their lives to like also be worried about this stuff on a day in day out basis. Like some people like the security of centralized systems and you know, control mechanisms, and so that they can just go on and, you know, just have a job and, you know, like enjoy time with their friends. They don't have to like sit there worried about their keys and all this sort of stuff every 5 minutes. So there is this idea that if we're going to onboard people, like if we're going to onboard billions of people, we're going to have to cede a lot of that control. And it's what he said there at the start, which is we remove risk. We remove risk. And I just said to you that I think that Luna was a DeFi like explosion, right?
Mm.
I don't know if it removes risk or if it changes the risk. It changes the risk from one which is about self-sovereignty, which I think is a lot of people, you know, like, for example, why do people not like flying on a plane? Because they like to be in control, right? They hate things that they don't control, and that is a big thing, like control over yourself, the self-determination, and being responsible for your actions is something that is we are drawn to, and sometimes, you know, there's an allure to something like that, and it definitely does bring in ambitious people, and that, you know, I completely get that. But there is this other element to it, like it does just change the risks. Like if we say to everyone, like, it's your responsibility, everyone gets into DeFi, right? We're still going to have monumental, like making Luna look tiny sort of blow ups from stuff, and then people will then call for more regulation. So I come off the back of this thinking like, yes, this was a centralized fuck up. Like this was CeFi. But there have been there will continue to be huge rugs in DeFi, huge rugs in NFTs, huge rugs in decentralized governance, like DAOs mismanaging money and all this sort of stuff. And I just don't know if it morphs risks. It does morph risk into one which everyone has self-determination, and some people think that is, you know, that is morally more defensible because, you know, like when we, you know, pay back all the banks in 2008, and, you know, there's all this like careless risk taking in TradFi, but it does just morph those risks. And I'm not too sure if episodes like this make me call for more like more decentralization. Basically, I just think that I think we're just gonna the risks are still going to be there. They're just going to change, and they can be just as horrific in 5-10 years. DeFi left alone would have horrific consequences, in my opinion. And that's not to say that those are like we shouldn't do it. I'm still a big fan of DeFi, but I think that you're still going to have these like horrific outcomes where people are going to lose billions and billions and billions and billions. Like after Luna happened, what was the first reaction from a lot of people? A lot of people. Where was the control? Where was the government? Where was the regulation? Why were people allowed to do this? Like, why was he allowed to get away with it? And all that calls for is like, yeah, it calls for more regulation, and we're not there yet. Like, I totally agree with what he's saying, that how this person who clearly was slightly an insider, it seems like, was able to help structure those policies seems really, really bad. But I think that's more a misgiving of politics as much as it is about crypto. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day, like, this shit sucks, bro. This has sucked all week. This week, this whole week sucked when you think about it. But I'm happy that I don't know. How long do you think we need here to recover?
Depends. I think if I'm thinking about putting my money into any asset class right now, I'm probably not putting it into crypto, right? If I'm a big like money manager, I'm probably thinking, you know, that's a mess. It's gonna have to sort itself out for a while. So I think we like in terms of prices, just prices, I think we probably underperform macro here. I think macro could have a good year end, and crypto just kind of hobbles around a bit. And that's probably the same for adoption. But it does still feel like we didn't break through 1,000. Like, that's a big sign for me. Like, this feels like a good time to accumulate, versus a lot of other times, because it feels like you know what your bottom is. Like, you know what it's not going to go through, in my opinion. So, that's quite a big one for me. So I think between 1,000 and 1,500, it's probably a good time to just. It might take a few months, but it's not a bad time to accumulate. NFTs, I feel have been going through an
NFTs, bro.
okay period, right?
NFTs.
They were coming back up, like everyone was feeling a bit more confident and everything. And then the issue about this is that it affects a lot of people. Like, I think I can name 5, 10 people that I know personally that were affected by this. I'm sure you can name, as in like I know them as a friend. Whereas I'm sure you can name the same, like tons of people. And
Yeah, this one hurt. I tweeted about this week.
this one hurt, right?
This
This
one
one hurt
hurt.
individual retail traders that we know, particularly those in the NFT space as well. So I think there's going to be a fallout from that for a while, because one of the main things, NFTs were always in your MetaMask wallet. They weren't on FTX. So if you just lost all your money, you probably still have your OpenSea account. You probably still have the keys to your MetaMask. So these will be some of the assets that people sell. And again, that's going to take time. It's going to be a bit of a fallout from that. I don't think we're going to have good price action NFTs for a couple of months, maybe. Which
No,
sucks because,
don't say that shit.
well, we get
I mean,
caught up. We get
talk
caught
for
in the
your
crossfire.
NFTs. Talk for your own
Yeah,
NFTs,
exactly.
motherfucker.
We just get caught in the crossfire. This is the same
Talk,
thing that happened with Luna, actually. Is
dude.
like
You
because
it's
we don't
so
get.
annoying.
There's no liquidations, right? This is what we were talking about this week. Like,
Fucking motherfuckers.
there's no crypto to sell off the back of this. Like, when Luna went to zero, it's not like anyone. It's not like there was going to be a liquidation of ETH, although like it took out 3AC. And when this has all gone to zero, it's not like anyone has ETH to sell, because they don't even have an account. So now they just have to sell their NFTs. So it could be a bad
Dude,
year. And
talk for your collections. But
yeah,
Rug Radio,
you're up
there's no
only.
way. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's so funny. But how are NFTs doing right now? You actually have me looking at NFTs and like how they're like doing in terms of like listings and floor prices or not. That's all right. What's up with like Bored Apes and shit?
I think somebody's just dumped
59,
6
57 ETH, bro.
Yeah, someone just dumped 6
Holy
at 57, but they seem to be trading. That's what
Oh
it is,
my
man. Like,
god.
I don't know who that is
Bro.
though.
Fuck. This all sucks, you know? This sucks.
Yeah,
This really sucks, bro. Fuck. We should have sold that shit 450K floor, bro. What do you mean? I wish Sobi was here right now. Oh my god.
I'm a big believer in all of these. I mean, I guess I have to be, but I have
I
always
guess I
been.
have to.
But like when ETH goes to 5, 10K again, I think NFT floors will hold up actually remarkably well. Like, I think
FTX.
part of this is just it's a wealth effect, right?
Yeah.
It's a wealth effect. And NFTs go parabolic, I think, in a broader bull market. But it does just mean that you're holding them for longer. And in some ways, picking the best NFTs right now that will last, if you're actually a long-term NFT trader, this is quite an easy time. I know that sounds really stupid, but if you raised a fund and had $50 million right now, like, you know what's going to last. You know what's going to be here in probably the next cycle. And you can just sit there and be like, right, I'll just wait for the market to come to me at certain times, just accumulate, and you can crush it. But This is the thing. There's no more in a world of high rates. There's no get rich quick anymore. I'm telling you right now, everything that you heard about that people were making money off and just like printing money, like whether it was real estate, commercial, residential, NFTs, watches, fucking stocks, like that does not happen when rates are at 4.5 to 5%. All of the like private equity, fucking startups, all of this shit that was get rich quick for the last 20 years, it's stopping, and it's going to stop for the next 5 years, probably until the end of this decade when rates start to go slightly like meaningfully lower again. So, and maybe that's too bearish. Maybe I'll say 5 years, but we've kind of
5 fucking years
everyone's
to
gonna have to.
recovery.
Well,
That's
everyone's
they've
just
been
gonna have to
locked down.
reassess their like time frames. The time frames of all those people that you hurt, like all those people that were like Airbnb-ing their properties, or all those people that went crazy and fucking bought like expensive flats for flipping them and all this sort of stuff, or those people that bought all those watches to flip them and NFTs and crypto, all this stuff. When the rates are high, none of that stuff happens. So it's all get rich slow stuff. So like, yeah, NFTs are probably going to be a good trade. Punks, apes, squiggles, fucking top art blocks, top one of ones, but they're not going to be a good trade for the next. Not they're not going to be good to trade, but the payoffs are a 5-year payoff now, rather than I just did a 30x. No one's doing a 30x in NFTs over the next year, apart from like I don't know, some random new issue. But
Dude.
like yeah, you're not going to get that. So just reassess
Oh man.
making money. It's a 5-year thing now.
Oh man. I'm like hearing you speak about this, which is what I want to talk about. At the same time, I'm hearing some fucking random Netflix fucking show in the back end, and I'm here like, holy shit.
Just be lucky. You did well. You did well during this time of low rates, man. You did well. You got a good NFT portfolio. You set up a new business. Like this has been good, and
No, 100%.
like just
100%.
feel lucky.
100%.
There's a lot of
100%.
people,
100%.
weren't lucky. So
Yeah.
there's massive opportunity. But
I mean, we have no other choice but to keep going. Like, do you see any other option? You're not in a better position than I am. Like, you're also a little older. Like, but no, let's be honest. Like, you've. I can say Mando has made it. Like, but like, what? Why are you still here?
well, I don't think it was.
Forget the position in apes and your one of ones. Fuck that shit. You were successful before coming to the space. You got fucking successful in space. Why are you even still here?
I think you just don't do this stuff just for money. You do it because you enjoy it. And I actually genuinely think that NFTs, being in like an entrepreneur or business builder in NFTs, is like the best place you can possibly be. Like it is such a fun new
Facts.
technology that's coming up. Being a founder means you interact way more with you learn so much being a founder in this space. Like you learn in different ways than like other founders learned how to grow a business. You learn how to build a community at the same time. You learn how to be a communicator. You learn how to present stuff, to market stuff in the right way. Like you learn pretty much like fucking business 101, everything that you'd ever need to be successful in business. If you are being an entrepreneur in NFTs right now, you'll probably like crush it, because you have to be good at so many different things to be successful in NFTs, in my opinion. Truly successful, not just scam like fucking running away with the money. So
I mistakenly hit that button.
so
I
yeah,
didn't mean
I think
that.
it's a great place to like try and build businesses, and I do think like it does go exponential. Like that Raoul Paul thing like last week, I completely agree with them. I do think it goes exponential, but I do think that it's an exponential thing which is probably starting out at a slower pace at the start, and in 5, 10, 15 years, it's just crazy. Like I think the things that you'll be able to build, and the like the contacts that you'll know, and knowing the space, I think that nobody else really gets or understands, is just like there's so much value in doing that. So much value in doing that for yourself, not just from a money aspect, but it's like there's just a real power to that, I think, which like will is interesting, and it's just I don't know. What am I gonna do? I'm fucking 30 years old. You just stop doing anything. It's fun.
That's
It's
the
fun to do
thing,
this stuff,
bro.
right?
That's the fucking thing, bro. I wouldn't have any other way, bro. Like, it's like, you know, you just want to double down on the double down and keep doubling down. You know. Ay, ay. So crazy, bro. It's so fucking crazy. There's a lot of
What
exciting
about you?
things. But what?
Why do you want to stick around?
Because I'm crazy? True story, though. You know I'm crazy. But
But compare this to like the Web 2 world that
yeah,
you
fuck
were
that
in
shit.
before.
Yeah, that sucked.
Exactly, right?
I got out of there. It sucked. It got so dirty and boring and so plateauy and taxing and not even rewarding. Like this, it's just being in here every day, the thrill of it, building, like literally like being at the forefront of a technology with people who are literally like changing the world. Like I don't like, the Sams and stuff, they can try and come fuck it up for us, but there is so much cool shit going on. I mean, you're very involved with me in what we're doing because we're doing it together. So how can you not be excited working around radio? Like this shit is so fun, and we're doing so much and working so hard. And why I was annoyed this week, Mando, is like I know how many hours you and I mean, guys, everyone listening, like Mando and I think we speak like all day, but like on the phone, hours a day, every show, everything. So much work behind it, and like the companies, even Bando runs his own shit with DGens and with Ovi, right? They have DGens and all their companies and Canary Labs. And obviously, I'm very busy with Rug Radio in my life, and we work so fucking hard, like so hard. And then you have something like that, and you're like, "Fuck, no, Mando." I'm like, "Holy shit." They just have to do this to us. You know? It's so crazy. It must be really annoying for every founder, everyone in the space. Like, it's just so angry. Straight up anger.
Yeah. I think these rugs they disproportionately affect NFTs more than everything else. That's the pain of it. Like we get hurt by these way more than other things. In many ways, like when this stuff happens, like people buy Bitcoin and ETH, like they rebound, but then like it's the liquidations that really affect NFT people. So it's just like we just get caught in the crossfires of all. But at the same time, you do benefit from the parabolic nature of like other crypto bits of adoption. But the thing is, if I was just in crypto, and I thought about this before, and this is why I think the timeline is so horrific right now. If I was just in crypto for like trading coins or like
Yeah,
you know what crypto
fuck
used to
that.
be,
I would
right?
have probably left. If it was just the ERC20 side of things, holy
You remember
shit.
like when I first came to crypto, it was just a bunch of altcoin influencers and like builders, right? That's basically what it was. And then you had like Kobe and a few people bridging the gap and like, but
Mm-hmm.
the adoption, there wasn't
Mm.
really,
This wine is good.
uh, other than like, payments, right? Or like ease of payments internationally and stuff like that. Like there wasn't any real commercial use of crypto before NFTs. There were some people talking about like supply chain management, but NFTs were that light switch, right? That was like it actually is going to be used here, not just for like, a new version of fucking Western Union. Like there is something here, and it's not just some pie in the sky, supply chain management thing where we get to work out where everything's going in a slightly better way. Everyone's like, right, this is a real commercial use case. But there are those people still exist. Some people, half of crypto Twitter or even more of that, just like rejected NFTs completely. Right? They were like, no, this is a scam. I hate this. Fuck this. Fuck this. Because they just saw the fucking altcoins with pictures. They didn't see like, this can be applied to any asset everywhere. This is this is the fucking building block of capitalism. Like this is unique ownership, right? This is what everything in capitalism is built on, and that will could easily get ported when you have unique ownership of assets. And so they still hated on it because they just saw like the pictures and it all went shit. And there were
So
loads of
much.
people that just trade fucking altcoins. I don't know why I'd still be here. Like, fuck that. Like, the whole altcoin pump and
Straight
dump,
up.
it's just like,
Dude,
oh my God, like,
it's
all
the worst.
fucking vaporous. Like, you can just see what happened during this cycle.
And you're left with nothing, bro. At least leave me with the community and shit, bro. You know?
fucking guys looking at like
Dude.
charts with fucking with like lines
Oh
on
my
them going like, you
God.
know, if that's why you were in crypto, yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have been out at this stage.
Oh man. 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 Yeah, it was.
But luckily, that's not what crypto's for. So
No, dude, there's so much more. Like, the next run, like NFTs are gonna be at the forefront, and I'm like so bullish on like NFT teams that are focused on like actual practical utility of the space. Like, most people try to cater to like within the space, which is great. But if you have a product that's gonna be perfect, that's gonna be able to perfectly onboard the masses, and at the same time cater to the people that are within the current ecosystem, then you won. That's how I approach it. Like, I approach, dude, that's all I want to do, Mando. I just want to like figure it out, bro. I just want to figure it out.
yeah, look, I think
We're gonna get there.
There'll be teams that absolutely crush it.
Yeah, there are. I think there's more attention on that now. Like, there are. Like, there's a lot of good people in here. Just less than before, but a lot of good people in here.
I just think, yeah, but that's why I think the timeline is particularly horrific, because
Yeah.
if you aren't into NFTs right now, like, kind of what are you holding on for? Like, the merge happened, fucking Bitcoin halving is in 2 years, like, all the L1 adoption is not great. You're probably there for the L2 story, like the L2 story, like everyone moves everything to L2, but like, why? Like DeFi as a concept. Let's get to DeFi a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's get to DeFi. Like, what what is DeFi?
Yeah.
DeFi, it seems to have come through the other side right now. The two credible use cases of DeFi are, one, like borrowing and lending, which is what Aave does. This idea that you'd borrow ETH and you could do stuff with it, or you borrow stables and there's like a borrowing and lending market, just like TradFi used to happen. And the other is the like farming aspect. So like you create a pair like ETH USDT, like Uniswap, right? And you essentially you make the margin that an exchange used to make. So like when you traded on the stock market, the exchange would make a bid offer, or and farming just means that you basically make the bid offer of the trading in a decentralized way, and like there are pools of capital. But those are the two things that have really come out of DeFi and made a lot of money. But this concept of just like being involved in coins to make other coins, or to make more of your own coins, like the concept of yield, like fucking staking
In
and all
this
this sort of
coin
stuff,
and
it's
that
just like,
coin.
it's all just come to a head that like all of that is just like, well, you've got to have a use case on these shit.
Oh my God.
So all of that seems to have like collapsed in on itself. So like you're sitting there, if you're really into DeFi, you're coming out of this going like, right, well, things I really like about DeFi then are basically borrowing and lending, or like using it to like get levered and fucking go really long ETH. Or I really like Uniswap, and Uniswap is an incredible protocol where, like, yes, you are legitimately making, like, replacing like centralized exchanges there, and you are making the money that they would make. But it's more like it's more circular in terms of its function. Like, it only works if you then also have the utility of the coins, right? So half of crypto has come away from this going like, well, why the hell do you need all these other coins, essentially? If they're just like coins to make coins, it's all
coins
very
to make
circular.
coins. Dude,
Whereas
Sam really had this coin
NFTs,
shit on fucking deck.
of course he did. Like, of course he did. It's just coins to make coins, and it's all fucking circular.
He had
trash.
everyone buying those fucking coins, bro. Did you see just I like him a lot, Billy, the founder of Dogecoin. You see what he just tweeted out? I just pinned it. He said every single crypto hype cycle and crash has looked exactly the same as this one. 2013, 2018, exactly the same. Hubris, idiocy, scams, regulators going after the little fish and not the big fish, rampant fraud, delusion, weird pointless tribalism, shady exchanges failing. It'll happen again and everyone will act like it's crazy, not precedent. It isn't. It's been the crypto scene it's been in the crypto scene for its entire existence. Anyone who tells you otherwise has not followed the scene. Oh my god, it's so crazy. This is why Dogecoin was created. It's making fun of all the stupidity. If you can tolerate all the stupidity and actually understand what the whole space is, good. You can actually get it. Don't become one of the people who doesn't get it and gets sucked in by the bullshit narratives. Don't listen to the stupid hopium peddling influencers. Be smart. Does that mean you're against crypto? No, crypto is fine. It's shared database and a protocol. You can move coins from one wallet to another without centralized validation. People are always the problem. Bro. He's not wrong.
Yeah, like I think he's right.
He's pretty spot on.
I think the idea, this goes back to the first point of crypto, is like you need to take custody of your actions, and we will have these scams again and again. That's just like human behavior across many different fields. It doesn't mean that adoption is not going to be, it won't continue at the same exponential way, but it's true that I don't think it's not been a fun experience to go through, I think, for a lot of people, and it's just been blow after blow. But look, this is what I was basically saying, is that like NFTs are like, it's weird in that it's a bright hope of crypto, right? Like, yes, we've had a really shit year, but a large bit of it has been because of the rest of crypto, sneezing.
It's literally been because of greed. It's literally because of greed and like people wanting more power. Like that is the most annoying part. Look at this. 3AC, Zuzu, Kyle Davis with their fucking yacht stories and then took all of Avalanche down. Fucking Sam, SBF, FTX, Element takes all of Solana down. Like it's always a person. And then you have Vitalik Buterin tweeting, my net worth is still not even close to Sam's. When he had been from like 16 bill to 900 mil. Like it's so crazy, Mando.
Right, but it's crypto sneezes, we catch a cold. It's like we got caught. Like there was clearly a bubble. In,
That's quite a quote. Where'd you get that one?
It's a famous like macro quote. The US sneezes, the rest of the world catches a cold.
If crypto sneezes, NFTs catch a cold. No, we catch cold. I like that.
So it basically means is that NFTs like haven't felt that bad for like 2 months, right? At least the culture side of stuff. Like people enjoy coming into being in it, like NFT spaces. Loads of people are in them. Yes, there's a lot of controversy, but like people are engaging in like, they enjoy the culture, they enjoy everything about it to a large extent. Well, not everything, but it's been a much funner place to be than, like, imagine if you were just on crypto Twitter, right? You're just waiting for the breakout of Bitcoin or ETH, or you're just waiting for the bull market to return so you can start looking at your graphs again. Like, whereas NFT Twitter hasn't felt like that. It's like there's just it's where culture is happening, and that will prove incredibly valuable in the medium to the long run. Like, it doesn't go unnoticed how strong NFT culture has been, even if it's been like self-criticizing. Like, people are showing up and really engaging with this space. So I think there's a lot of value to that over the medium to long. Like when you start creating culture like that, and you can create a lot of value out of that, and you actually create a lot of utility. Weirdly, like when I just talked about coins upon coins, and it's all circular and Ponzi-like. Like, you don't have that in NFTs. You actually just have culture, like different cultures being built, and some of them are weak and they'll collapse and all that sort of stuff. but there is like real value there. So I have a lot of faith in this space for that reason, and all the different use cases that are clearly coming up. All this stuff was like it's NFTs, but we're not calling it NFTs, and so many people are going to use NFTs that it's like it's going to be bewildering over the next decade, or even the next like 2 years. Like adoption is going to go nuts.
Bro, sorry, I'm just drinking a little water. Man, are you drinking anything tonight? Or just on baby watch?
I'm currently looking at my daughter, so I'm probably not going to drink.
She's cute, huh?
Oh yeah, lucky man.
Bro. I feel like we had to come on and talk about everything that we've got to unpack this week. Just to recap, I know there's a lot of people in the audience, but we're vibing here. If you want to share the room, we're having a pretty good conversation around just unpacking what's happening with FTX, SBF, all these SE, all these 3-letter acronyms, and our thoughts on the space. Manda, where do you want to take this? What is there something on your mind you really want to talk about over all this stuff?
No, I'm chilled. The conversation's been good. It's just been flowing.
Just like the wine. That's been flowing too. You don't drink and watch your baby? Wait, you're not allowed to?
I guess I can.
You're on the nursing schedule right now tonight?
Yeah. I'm up for another 3 hours.
3 hours. That's so funny. Oh my god. Let's see what's down there. I'm just trying to look at the audience. Wow. A lot of people, a lot of friends. What's gonna happen next? What the fuck? What the fuck are we doing, bro? Like, I guess we just keep going. What excites you the most?
To be honest, like I said, the most exciting thing is like creating stuff, I think, still, or like being an entrepreneur in all of this space. Like looking at floor prices has not really been fun for the last year, I would say. But I still enjoy coming in this space every single day, so I think you do too. So
Dude, it's been a crazy week, huh, for us?
yeah, look, it's crazy, and it's not just
It
us. I
wasn't
think
easy hosting this week.
People create crazy stuff throughout. I am bullish on the future of or I am looking forward to the future of Twitter. I would say that, and we touched upon that at the start.
Elon was on last night. Is Elon coming tonight?
Twitter has a chance of bankruptcy, but it does feel like there's something here, right? You can just feel it. Like, I don't spend any time. No one spends any time on the other social medias that I know, right? Like,
Dude, I have a big
friends.
Instagram following. I don't even spend a second there.
Yeah, it just feels like this. There's something about this, which is like everything's coming together in like a nice way. Conversations improving. People are putting more effort into it. Like you can tell, it's going to be a bit more of a two-way conversation. I think it's going to be a fun place to be. So yeah, that's cool. I don't know, for NFTs, I think that the big thing is gaming. But
Yeah, I
everyone's
don't
been
think the
saying
big
that
thing is
for.
going to look anything like we thought it was going to look last year.
You think?
Nothing like it. I'm very turned off by most of my bags. I have no issue saying it. I have no problem talking about it openly. I have no problem. I'm not fighting. I'm just like, I don't see how even people like us, we're all operating on that level. And I think that, a lot of people have a lot of what's going on, really wrong. This whole, the whole, oh, there's so much more to NFTs than just the PFPs or this and that, which the PFPs is not wrong. There's a lot of things just behind the PFPs. Like some people are actually building crazy things behind these PFPs. Can you hear the dogs bark? It's so funny. Just fighting. But it's, I think we're going to see a lot of maturity in the NFT space and growth. I think what's interesting with NFT people, like our little echo chamber within the crypto Twitter broader echo chamber, which is also an echo chamber to something bigger, is that we are kind of behind on the fundamentals of crypto and how things work and what can be done. And I always feel like we're just always so like the reason why we're so early is because I don't know how to explain it, but like we're very behind and we're getting there fast. And I think that we're gonna see a lot of like, the NFT projects tomorrow that are gonna be at the top are not gonna be the ones that we thought would be at last year. That's all I'm saying. It's like Spectrum's gonna look much different. It's gonna be interesting to watch.
Yeah, I don't know how you spin up a 10K PFP project.
You could never sell out a PFP project today just for vibes. There's no chance.
Like, the concept of it requires
No
more
chance.
now, right? Like, just that's what I think we were saying.
There was a new mint every like 10 minutes a day, bro.
So I think there's clearly value in like art and stuff like that, and community and like strong community builders doing things like that. I think are valuable, but the yeah, like it is true. The next stage of NFTs might not feel anything like the previous one, because it's basically going to be onboarding a bunch of normies into like relatively boring NFT applications, I would say, or like maybe not boring outright, but relative to what it felt like last year, where it was like everyone getting involved and everyone loving all like the profile picture mania and all that sort of stuff. It's going to be very different. I think you're going to see huge onboardings, different corporates like moving into this space, and maybe people pay a bit more attention. But yeah, it's gonna be a bit more difficult, I think, to like create that same sort of atmosphere of just like, no, it was just mental, right? Yeah, I think that goes away at least over the next run, over the next like 12 months. It probably does come back. It's tough. Like NFTs, better for worse, they still capture the whole meme coin, fucking Reddit, Wall Street bet style move and stuff, right? So you're always going to be able to, where it just like packages up culture, and culture by nature is just often fucking, it is a pump and dump, like something comes into the sphere
Well,
of culture.
hold on. What is a pump and dump? Culture isn't a pump and dump.
I would say lots of culture, like not on a broader scale, but like we like build something up and then we tear it down. Like we build up a story, it becomes big, it becomes huge, and then no one cares about it. Next week, like that. NFTs do capture that to a large extent, and I think part of what happened in NFTs is just it's just a reflection of human nature. Like it's this concept of just like we build up, like we want to see something. It's the same with like meme coins to a certain extent, but and then hopefully in the wreckage of that first pump, the NFT project is able to like maintain the fucking community, and it builds the structure. And if they're really good, then they're able to move on to a second culture pump and all that sort of stuff. Like that, there is an element to that, and it'll be hard to take that away from NFTs because it's such an effective way of doing it. Like a community comes together under some sort of, you even saw it like kind of with the Reddit stuff, but like when a community when there's that idea that there's going to be, oh wow, this is the new big thing, everyone looks at it and fucking, it just naturally has this pump and dump of culture. Like, and then hopefully you hope that people stick around and it lasts, and then it can last for a while. I still think that's always going to be part of NFTs. It's probably more difficult to do and probably has much lower highs than last year. Like I don't think anything goes to. I actually genuinely don't think that anything will get higher than Apes and Punks as a 10K profile picture project ever again.
Yeah, but so I think that what you're trying to say is there's not going to be the quick pump and dump shit trying to use culture, but real culture is going to stand out. Like culture is not like the pump and dump here. What the pump and dump is people appropriating and reappropriating culture to what they're saying or doing. and then selling that as a pump and dump. Whereas the people who are genuinely building something that is within culture, and I think 4156 was going to touch on that today. He was saying, I'm going to find the tweet, hold on. He was saying, the crypto brands you would be willing to wear on a t-shirt right now are probably a reasonable litmus test for who inherits the space from here. Off the top of my head, Ethereum, Nouns, Gitcoin, Maker, Xcopy, Uniswap, Rainbow, what else? And then I tweeted Rug Radio, obviously. But it's culture is like much harder to build than a quick pump and dump scheme. Like building, like I talked to Jeff Staple like 2 weeks ago for like 2 hours about culture, and like there is so much more to culture than like just like something, like price action, right? Like you don't care about price action when you think of culture. It's like culture is something that's here to stay, here to change things, here to do, like, I don't know. It's that's the way I see it. And I think that in these times culture stands out because like culture is what brings people together.
Yeah, I guess maybe that was slightly misinterpreted. I think that what I'm saying is that you will always still have that pump and dump element in NFTs because it's such an effective way to bottle up that like memes, like fucking stuff just blowing up in the same way that like meme coins were. I actually think it's an even better way. It's an even better way. What meme coins and fucking GME
Meme
and
coins though are not all culture.
yeah,
Dogecoin could be
exactly.
considered now culture because it's made it to like that status, right?
Exactly.
But the
What,
fucking million trash ass fucking meme coins, like that's just fucking LARPing culture.
but we basically, to a large extent, or to some extent at least, NFTs, that, what you saw there was, take a step back, it was just like internet having power, and we were trying to work out the best way to do it. So originally it was fucking this stock that everyone was meant to own, like, own it to the moon, and then they found crypto, and that was a slightly improvement on that, and they then could do it with meme coins. But then, the communities, they were too easy to create, and the communities never really stuck. And then NFTs, because of the structure built around them, have been a slightly improvement on that. So NFTs are just an improvement in digital power. Like they're 2 iterations stronger than what we saw originally with like the Dogecoin, and before that with like some of these stocks as well. So I think you're always going to have that element that like people can come together with NFT communities to like capture memes better than ever. And I agree with you. I think that you're going to have incredibly strong like internet cultures here in 5, 10, 15 years. It's these are the original, like, well, these are going to be the clubs of the digital world. They will be. Like, if someone creates a new club in 10 years, it's automatically going to seem less cool than CryptoPunks or, Bored Ape Yacht Club or fucking Rare Pepes. Like, because they're going to be so strong, by comparison. So I do think that these are the OG clubs now. So there's a lot to be said about that in terms of long-term value. That's why I
Like
think
punks and pepes. Okay, yeah, I like that.
they're gonna
Sounds
be
about right.
there for a long, long time.
Culture, bro. Culture is so hard to build because it takes so much time, and you have to. The reason why most people don't build culture is because they're not willing to spend as much time within culture. They're not willing to come and spaces and Twitter and platforms and listen to people and read people and share conversations with people and be really like cater to that, like the ecosystem, and trying to make it better. Half the, like 99% of people are just trying to take something out of everything, and then the rest, are really trying to build something meaningful. But out of the people trying to build something meaningful, very few are going to achieve like greatness and actually build culture. So dude, it's so fucking crazy. Like, it's actually so tough to try and do to really build that. It's yeah.
But NFTs are the best at doing it, right?
Of course.
We've built. Everyone has
100%.
their non-fungible token, which they
Yeah.
can identify with, and then all the structures for like community building and the building of culture have all been built now. Like they're starting to be built. So yeah, there's a lot to be said there. Like this is why it's just like I look at this and I look at the fucking. I don't want to make it divisive, but you look at crypto Twitter versus NFT Twitter right now. It's just unbelievable, like how much value I see in NFT Twitter, even when FTX blows up. Like no one's sitting there looking at like charts and just waiting for a breakout or something like that. Like they're just sitting there going like, right, well, I get to vibe with this community. Like we held an event last week for one of our events. We're doing something in Miami next week, meeting people, sharing stories, like creating real social connections, like real communities there. That's long-term value. That is real accumulative value across the whole ecosystem. That's why you stay in NFTs, because that you can't erode that. There's no fucking exit scam from Sam. Like that just like is cumulative value, which will just continue year after year for the projects which remain active, and they're just going to get stronger and stronger.
Oh man. Whoo. Yeah. Yep. It's gonna be interesting to see what's good. What time is it for you right now? Midnight?
Midnight.
Midnight. Look at you. Night Nurse edition. Wow. We've been going. I don't even know what time we started this shit. We've been going. Wow. Wait, let me check in on when the steak. Dude, I'm gonna eat the best steak ever tonight. I can't wait. I need to post this photo of this steak. I'm so hungry. It's gonna be so good. What else? What else is going on? It seems like things are like calmer now. Like, what's up with Sam? Fuck, I thought we'd get some breaking news tonight or something. Looks like we got nothing tonight.
Well, this is the thing. The story's going to die down over the next week, right?
What's the next story? What happens then?
Well, this is the thing. It's not going to be as fun next week. I know fun is the wrong word, but it's not going to be as crazy, and people are just going to have these sad stories of just like, oh God, like, fuck. People lost
Bloomberg
so
right now,
much.
the Bloomberg Billionaire Index has SBF at $3 net worth.
I think he already filed though with like 500
Yeah.
billion of debts, right? So
Crazy. This is fucking crazy, bro.
next week's going to be tough. I think a lot of people are going to be like,
You think it's gonna be tough?
Fuck this, like.
Really?
It's going to settle in. Yeah, I think so. I think there was this week. There was still this like idea that people had to get their money out, and there's this. Oh, is CZ going to save us? Is fucking Justin Sun going to save us? And I think people. It's not going to be that nice. I think next week, because a lot of people will be like, why am I sticking around? I don't necessarily think that in NFTs, but I do think like the timeline, the broader crypto Twitter timeline is gonna turn a little bit like, it's the 7 stages of grief. It's like there's gonna be these stages of just like, what the fuck, like this is horrific. So I don't. This story, I know it's been horrific, but it's been crazy, and in many ways like you can't stop watching. Next week I think it's probably get a bit more boring, and people just gonna be like, fuck this.
So, Mando, he's the man, macro daddy of the land. Hold on, I'm trying to check in when food's ready. Hold on. It's only 7 here, bro. I feel like it's midnight. Have you felt exhausted all week? I've felt fucking exhausted this week, man. How have you felt?
Yeah, it's been tough.
It's been tough. Okay, perfect. I still have time. I have 30, 45 minutes before food's ready. Amazing. Let's go. Sorry, I was checking it right because I don't want to be rude. You know, like, fuck, I'm always the guy hosting spaces when we're like at my girlfriend's father's house. But they get it. They get it. They know.
They get it. They get it.
No, I swear to God. Like, see, you know how like we're talking about adoption? Like at first, like really weird. It's like, why is Froco always there? You know, my mom, my family, everything. You know, spending time doing it on my phone, all this in the morning, da da. This time, bro, you should have seen me. You should see me right now. I brought my fucking mic, my arm, I brought my roadcaster, I got my cables, I got the office desk upstairs fucking rolling right now. It's my fucking podcast studio. Well, downstairs everyone's watching TV, but like it's like they've got it. Like it's like we're gone to a place where like everyone got it. Like everyone like really is like understands like what we're doing. And like we're getting somewhere, Mando. Like I was even talking to someone, they were like, well, you know, it kind of sucks what's going on with this, you know, central exchanges, but you're doing media. It's different. I was like, yes, it is different. You're right. But I don't know. It's been interesting to see, you know, the perception of my personal work or my job, my whatever the fuck, the NFT guy I am in the family, like evolve over time. Let's say, how's Sophie's Sorry, that side of the family taking things.
What with the baby?
No, how is your family taking you? Are you the NFT guy in the family? Are you the weird guy in crypto
They
in the
just have
family?
They don't have no idea really. Yeah.
They have no idea you're in like NFTs and crypto and stuff in your family.
No, not really.
No one.
Like my dad.
Really?
My dad follows me, I think, on Twitter.
What?
But that's about it.
I never asked you about that. Like your family, just like, do they like? Are they aware that involved? It's just like how the fuck is our son making all this money and chilling and like, he's hosting his shows, his influencer. Do they know you have 120.9 thousand followers on Twitter?
No, not really. None of that stuff really. Like I think I did. You know, you don't talk about money with this sort of stuff, so I would never
I
never
know.
talk about that. And you know, I was in a good job before this happened, so like
I know.
that was considered like what I was doing in terms of a good job.
Did they think you were crazy to quit that job?
This is like Sophie's. Sorry, yeah, God.
We fucking dude. I swear.
You've really fucked me there. The
It's fine. It's not going to do anything. You're fine.
her family's like really don't understand what's going on. Like they think I moved to Portugal to become like an illustrator, like a digital artist.
No way. I don't believe you.
For sure.
I don't believe you.
Oh,
I don't believe you.
100%.
I don't believe you. Do you think you went to become an artist in Portugal?
So her mum tried to introduce me to someone today. Was like, oh, he's involved in digital cartoons, like what you do. And I was like, what is that?
Oh my god!
And this person was like did nothing compared to what I did. So,
Oh.
but you know, I like that. I like it being slightly different. Like imagine if everyone that you knew, I guess, has been a bit more like ran the roller coaster of fucking crypto with you. Like, I don't think that's fun for people. I'd rather people just like were chilled and didn't know this sort of stuff. Plus, you know me. I live quite a simple existence.
Yeah, pretty simple actually. I'm looking at these videos. I'm looking at the timeline. I'm looking at like the FTX ad with Giselle and Tom Brady. Fuck. I'm looking at all that stuff. It's so fucking crazy. Oh my god. What a time. What a time. I don't know where to take this. Where do you want to take this? We've talked about so much.
We can get some people
I still
up.
got time. I still got half an hour. What?
We can get some people up, or
Yeah, who wants to come on? Hold on, get some people up. Perfect. That way you can talk to someone when I go take a piss at least. Hold on. Iceberg always has some smart shit to say. Iceberg. Yo. Iceberg. Rugged. Can you guys hear me? Is there anyone who has something really smart to say? Want to come up? Oh, Iceberg, can you hear me?
he's still connecting.
Yeah, he's bugged. Let me bug him. I'm gonna remove him and add him back. I kicked him so that I can bring him back. Hold on. What a situation. Situation. You know what's annoying now that everyone's verified? At first, like you have all verified chats, and now it's like you don't even know, and then you click on some verified, like, oh shit, never mind. Sorry,
Wasn't that just so fucking
I think
predictable?
honestly, like from a social media standpoint, and I like to think I've been doing this for a long time. It was a stupid move, but at the end of the day, I think it's funny as fuck. Like I was like, let's go, bring it in. I love it, but I think it's from a practical standpoint, it's pretty stupid. It's not the best. It's not really the best thing to do. Shouldn't bring Iceberg back up. Hold on. Let's try it again. Iceberg.
Yo, Farouk, what's up, man? GM.
That's my boy right there. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? Yo,
Habibi, what's good?
Habibi, Habibti, Habibi.
Habibi, marhaba,
Habibti, ya
kifak.
Habibi, Mando, ya Farouk.
Mando, Mando, Habibi, Mando, come to Dubai, baby.
Yo, you got.
What is that, Habibi?
Bro, I'm
Yo,
coming with
hold on.
such good vibe now.
Dude, we fucking love you,
Yo.
dude. I know you're vibe. Hold on, what's the Habibi Come to Dubai song?
Come to Dubai.
Hold on.
Habibi, come to Dubai.
Habibi.
So, in the middle of all this shit going on with crypto and FTX and Alameda and all this fucking dumping on tokens and all this shit,
Crazy.
I'm just coming with a positive vibe on it's gonna be good.
Tell us.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good on layer 2. ZK Sync is coming up. Matic is coming up with their layer 2. I mean, it's gonna be good for Ethereum and layer 2s, and it's gonna be a better positivity for decentralization and better regulation, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right. It's been very bad feelings, and a lot of people have lost money. I got a lot of friends of mine who have stuck in FTX, and it's very sad. But we gotta just have to just grind down and move on, and it's gonna be a lot of innovation going on right now with NFTs and DeFi combined. And I mean, I've seen a lot of things in the late months now, and I've been contacting you guys for the Rug Radio show. Of course, you guys take a lot of information in, and you have information for yourself, and bring in good guests and have a good development for the people and good content for the people. That's the most important thing. And now we see that CFI have been failing and been disappointing for a lot of people, and pretending they're with the regulation and in the right way, in the right direction, but people are very disappointed. And we go to fully custodial wallets and NFTs and a good future for us.
So what are you like super bullish on? I know you're always at like the forefront of the tech. So like what have you been reading about? Which is
I've been
like,
bullish on
you know,
I've been bullish on Mando, bro. I mean, I've been DMing you a lot to just tell you what I'm doing lately, and I've been looking on DEXs, decentralized exchanges that you can like leverage and do the same things that FTX was providing and Binance was providing, but more decentralized way that you can have fully custodial on your assets. That means that you can just trade from your ledger and spot on leverages and whatever it takes, and you have GMX on Arbitrum and GNS on Matic doing well in a bear market. Because they give real yield value back to the holders of the tokens. And you can see that people are more dependent on the contracts, on the way DeFi are set up. You got good DeFi protocols and you got bad DeFi protocols who have been doing bad combined with DAO. I've been in a lot of spaces, man, though, lately. A lot of spaces, from DAO to DeFi to what's going on to the future of the next bull run. And you see a lot of tech innovation in ETH and Matic, and that's very bullish. So I'm not focused on what the negativity has been in the late weeks or month or year, if you're going to call that, but to be positive on the long run of the tech. A lot of innovation. For example, you can have a receipt with NFT on DeFi, so you can stake better yield. So you buy that NFT on OpenSea while you're on a DeFi protocol. So you hold tokens, and you have that receipt to stake more yield on stable coins. So you get 13%, maybe 15 or 14% on stable stable coins on with an NFT receipt, like a soulbound token or a receipt that shows that you are legitimate to have that type of APY and stake, So a lot of innovation is going on in the back end, and the smart money is like moving on innovation. That's it. So I'm very bullish on the future for the long run, and trying to be very, very feel for the people who have lost money and deal with that. Even my friends, I try to help them out to get their money or assets out from FTX. Our family in the States who was reliable on FTX because they've lived in the States, and I try to make them to have their own MetaMask and Gnosis. Like everything have been in a Rug Radio show. Can you believe that? With Gnosis, it was a whole show of Gnosis to have a multi-sig wallet on Rug Radio back in March, I think. That's fucking sick. So people,
I remember that.
come on, man, come on. Richard was there for Manifold, wasn't it? Mando,
Yeah, Richard.
Mando, and
We
all
had
of that show. I
Snake
was
It
there
Dow.
too. I was asking about Flashbots and
Yeah, I remember that.
come on, man. So you see Rug Radio, that's authentic. That's good information. That's like they bring in the right people. They know the technology. They want to share that type of information to the Rug Radio holders and their friends to educate themselves and come into the DAO. And that's why I'm bullish on Rug Radio, man. That's why I'm bullish on Rug Radio. That's all I have to say.
Yo, send me the ETH wallet so I can pay you for that.
You don't need
And
to
so
pay me nothing, man.
I'm kidding.
I'm just saying from the heart.
Yeah, the three worst ones. So I peed, I smoked half a joint, and I got myself another glass of wine, and I ran back here just in time for you to talk about Rug Radio. How crazy was that? So talk about being like on this.
Everything is sweet. Everything is sweet, and I love you. I love you, and I love Mando, and I love OSF, and I love all of you guys who are in Rug Radio, Emit, Terps, Lindsay, all of you guys, Sneakers, Deez is not here. Where's Deez? Where's Sobe?
I think everyone's taking some family time. I think everyone's just like chilling.
Yeah, but it's you and Mando, man. Everybody should be here when you and Mando just spontaneously open a space or something, huh?
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's gonna be a day where you're gonna see us open spontaneous spaces with thousands of people. Like that's the goal, right? The goal is that
It's all
there's a
love,
bunch.
man. It's all love, man.
It's all love. Wow, this is fun. So what else is going on right now? Everybody's open. So what's funny about this content shit, guys? Like breaking updates on SBF and FTX. Like everybody's trying to do the breaking news shit. Like nobody's trying to have an actual mindful, thoughtful conversation. Like, dude, this is why this has been fun. Is because it's been fun because we've been able to just have the conversation about this shit. So, oh man, Mando, how you doing?
I'm good. Still chilling.
Oh yeah. Let's see what's happening here. I'm trying to see where we're at with everything. Seems like we have not much more news, honestly.
What's going on the NFT front, Farouk?
I have no idea, bro.
Anything you got everything on lock, man. You just tell us.
The NFT front is just I just see sorry, I'm reading. I mean, builders will build, right? Like this is not going to be. This is a temporary market. This is obviously not going to be forever. It's not always going to be this kind of like, things happening. So you're just gonna hang tight and fucking go at it every fucking day and work hard and just keep going. Like there's no, like it's not even a meme or tweet, like whatever. It's just like I just don't see myself doing anything else. You know, and I think a lot of people in the NFT space feel like that. Go ahead.
I think there's a massive irony in like Rug Radio. I just don't want to talk about just Rug Radio here, but like these concepts of NFTs which have actual like they're like businesses, right? We're so for example, DGens is like a fundamental research service which people essentially pay for. Rug Radio is a radio show where the sponsors pay the listeners, and those sort of stuff. Like you don't get worried during these bear markets, do you? Because you just know they're going to go exponential. But if I'm sitting there and I'm on a utility 10K profile picture project, it I wouldn't be as in the same sort of mindset that I'm in right now with you, right? I think you'd feel the same, right?
Yeah,
If you ran a 10K
100%.
utility profile picture project, you'd probably be like, wow, like I've really got to think of a bunch of different stuff right now. The good thing about Rug Radio is you can sit there and go
yeah.
like, this is gonna work. Like it's just gonna
Or like this is working. Like you can at least like track in real time. Like the hard part when you have just a UF like PFP IP, focused project, it's very tough to like. But like everyone's trying to be Mickey Mouse, right? And like there's only one Mickey Mouse. So it's like imagine like you're just racing for that, to build the biggest brand, the biggest. I don't know. It's so hard. It's very hard because you're competing also with like Hollywood. You're competing with like all these IP brands. You're competing with the biggest names in the space, in the world, in the space. Like it's just like that's why there's very few at the end of the day who's going to make it out there. And they're trying to bridge out instead of building inside. And so it's just like I don't know. I feel like trying to build something that is just product, even if it's via and the NFT represents that product. I think about it so many ways all the time, but I don't know. It's so immature yet too right now. The market, man, though, it's still immature. It still doesn't get it.
What I don't get is that it's what you just said. It's like you're competing against Disney. Let's stop trying to compete against Disney.
Exactly.
Like all these businesses, they've gone like, right, I've got some good bit of IP now. I'm gonna raise some money and I'm gonna start selling. Like apart from Bored Apes is trying to build this whole metaverse, this is basically gonna turn into like a product. This is gonna be like we're selling lunchboxes, we're selling X, and we need to return money. We're basically trying to compete against Disney, right? We and Ovi even talk about this with like Rec Guy, and maybe I shouldn't even talk about this on the space, but why not? Like how do you create value and give it back to your holders? Like that's what's been lost in this last 12 months. Like it was originally the airdrop dynamic, but then it got farmed like crazy, and like people just get airdrops and they're not worth anything. But like if you are going to be a brand, then you've got to make sure that those revenue streams that you're making as a brand somehow return back to holders. So like, how do you actually make that happen? Have you thought about that at all? Like, how do you get back to like I don't know, let's say Cool Cats or Azuki or like I don't know, fucking Doodles. They like crush it, right? They've raised money and they create something that like does really well. How does that make value to your holders? Like there needs to be some way, whether it's a DAO.
That's the biggest problem in NFTs,
buyback,
though. Bringing
right?
value back to the token.
Luckily for
the
me and OSF with
721.
like OSF with like Rec Guy, which has been a non-utility based NFT project, right?
But Degens is
right, but there is a product there, and that's far more.
There is.
That's far more
100%.
simple, right? So like that's more like a service slash advice, and like we're obviously linking it back to the flips thing that we're doing. But like that's like a business. But when you just have that culture, right? And the good thing about for Recca is that we didn't raise money, right? So we can just do whatever the hell we want with it. As in, like, no one else is going to be like, we need our money. So we could, like, do you, if you did something and it, did really well, or like Wreck Guy, or Wrecked, this concept of Wrecked became like a brand or something like that, do you then find a way where your holders are basically get that money, right? Because it all collapses. Like, it all collapses if that doesn't happen, if that's not there, in my opinion. Like, this concept of like raising money, it like it's like paradoxical. Like, you raise the money at some crazy valuation, and that destroys all the value that you've created because there's no feedback loop to holders. Like, it's like a weird paradox in NFTs. Is that like the moment you do this raise, the founders make the money, and you have to do an incredible job to then return it back to holders. But the minority of the time, it just ruins it. Like, you've got to find a way, whether it's with a buyback or whether it's with a DAO, where, like, I don't know, it doesn't have to be every single cent, but 30% of all revenue maybe goes back to the holders in some way, like directly. I think then you're not competing with Disney. You're actually creating a new business model. What we've done here is, like, we had a really cool thing where, yeah, it wasn't meant to be like you wouldn't own equity in the project, or like it was a little bit left unsaid. And then we've gone like, right, actually, we're just then going to use that to just then create a business model which competes against Disney. Whereas if you create that reflexive nature of it, like the community actually is sustained from the actual value of the brand as well, then you don't have to compete with Disney. Then you have, 10,000 fans, or you can even create 1 million fans, and like the NFT really does have value if you're going to try and create a brand. I think part of it is regulation on all this sort of stuff, but also part of it is just people have just taken the quick buck, and you're going to see a lot of like value destruction, I think.
That's true. That's true. What you're talking about, man. Though it's very on point. And as I see, for example, Rect is like is people are like saying that, okay, if I invest on Rec, then I invest on Mando and OSF, and I know that Mando and OSF deliver and gives back to the community because they don't need to have extra side hustle or money going on when it comes to Rec. When it comes to Rug Radio, it's like strictly DAO. And I've been in a couple of spaces with the Syndicate DAO and a former A16 investor, A16Z investor, and they were talking about the future about DAO and how structural DAO and sub DAOs will evolve and become a business structure. So that's why I got interested in Rug Radio, is because of Syndicate DAO and how they want to.
Yeah, they're geniuses.
They are very geniuses. I was
Yeah, so smart.
I was shocked, man.
Oh my
Like
God.
what they're thinking like 10 years, 15 years in front, like getting DAOs in the structural level of governance for governments and have a structural DAO on everything. Like so you can earmark money on like if you're gonna build a road in that state or that and that. I mean, those guys are like so way ahead, and and I like it when you can use that kind of technology to evolve and have a good DAO and council and a structural. So people can vote in the council, so they can feel that they are part of decentralization in the rug tokens for real utility. So you have that, and you have the PFP for trust for the people who's like making that PFPs who have a good name, that they don't scam them and
I feel like the PFP now is because people want to like rock with the brand.
rock
It's
with the
become.
brand.
It's a logo. It's like a.
Of course,
like a proof of belonging to a certain group.
Organic cultural.
Would you remember Jeff Staple? Did you listen to Jeff Staple and Farouk and Jeff Staple the show 2 weeks ago?
No, I didn't.
So he was saying that early on they were like printing stuff, printing press T-shirts, and like people they're walking billboards, and it's like essentially the same thing.
Yeah,
in
you're
NFTs.
repping the cultural thing you're part of. That's right, and you trust the people who's behind it. That's the most important thing. Osef and Mando have a good reputation in the NFT space, and they don't need to scam nobody. They just want to do it for the culture and have organically growth on their NFT, and that's beautiful. And people want to be part of it and evolve on it, and just like put the treasury back to the to the people and the holders, and just go on and go on. You can see it with the degens combined also. So you have people who want to be do the right things to the NFTs for the PFPs and educate people, and like people have to be better to go on these type of spaces to get information and learn themselves and educate themselves, because we have, come on man, all winter until spring and summer we had like good shows for educational, man. Come on man, people have to step the fuck up. That's what I'm saying. People have to fucking step up, learn to use the MetaMask, learn to go on different chains, learn to be in airdrops, new technology, learn to research. Come on, we gotta fucking grind. All of us have to grind. You got a lot of fucking vultures trying to fuck us up. So we gotta fucking step up our game and fucking evolve. Come on. We're not back in January when Rug Radio started, when we're fresh out of the
Yeah, we
fucking womb.
gotta fucking keep going harder
We
right
gotta
now.
keep going much harder and fucking represent ourselves and try to survive this fucking market so we can have more money to invest on the fucking right projects and the right people to connect with the right people on Twitter. Look at You know what I learned about Farouk and Osef and Mando when I was in the spaces early? I mean, I was deep in crypto. I've been deep in crypto since 2017. But I learned that they once one of the spaces they were talking, I think they were like relaxing and talk about motherfuckers, and they were saying motherfuckers have to be motherfucker. It was like right a couple of months before motherfucker were popping up. So it was talking about motherfucker. Everybody was calling each other motherfucker. It was in the winter. And Farouk was like saying, if somebody's gonna DM me, he have to bring information to the table. He have to bring something to the table, and he's fucking right. We gotta research because Farouk is researching, Mando is researching, so you have to compare yourself with them to be better than them, so you can bring some fucking information into the ecosystem or to your network. So that's all I have to say. You have to just evolve and
Hundred
connect with the
percent.
right people and just work and grind and don't be connected with centralized entities that fuck you over. So that's all I had to say.
Mando, how's the baby doing?
She's doing great. She's doing great. She slept the whole time. I think me having a low hum of voice has helped.
Like a little voice. Do you have the new mic set up yet?
I do. The final cable
Bro,
arrived.
what final cable, bro? You've been talking about this fucking final cable for a week
There was a final
now.
cable. There was a final cable.
Do you have it?
Yeah.
Are you using it right now?
No, no. Dude, I
I'm
didn't take
always
my
with my shit.
roadcaster upstairs to like the place where the baby sleeps.
Dude, I am never like I came up north to the country house with all my shit. Fuck it. I'm never using AirPods or whatever for space again. I'm just using my mic forever. It's so much more fun. Anyways, I think I'm gonna go to dinner. I'm
It's
starving.
been a great space. Was this 2 hours?
Starving. Maybe more, no? 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours.
It
2
was
hours.
2
2
hours.
hours.
Good space.
That's perfect. It was a good combo.
Let's do it tomorrow.
Dude, let's go. I'll hit you tomorrow. I hope everybody has a good night. Take some time to relax, disconnect. Man, next week's gonna be so big. Holy shit. Next week is gonna
You
be
got a big
so
week.
fucking big. It's gonna be so fucking big. Anyways, it's gonna be fucking massive. Alright, I'm gonna go have dinner. I'll see y'all around Twitter. Love y'all. Mando, it was fun. Iceberg, thanks for coming. And we'll see y'all around. Peace out, fam. Peace out.
You'll be my American boy. He said, hey sister, it's really, really nice to meet ya. I just met this 5'7" guy who's just my type. Like the way he's speaking, his confidence is speaking. Don't like his baggy jeans, but I might like what's underneath them. And no, I ain't been to MIA. I heard the Cali never rains and New York's wide away. First, let's see the West End. I'll show you to my brethren.
All right, that was a fun 2 hours. Loved it.
Take me on a trip, I'd like to go someday. Take me to New York, I'd like to see LA. I really want to come together with you. Tell me my American boy, American boy.
Love y'all. Good night.